there now. I'll work around, don't worry, we'll get to everyone.
I just want to be in respondent to my colleague there, in all fairness. 20 years of teaching in secondary school and as a deputy head, an ex-deputy head, may I add. You're not the ones that are going to have, in touch with your point there, 42 children in a classroom, which I have had. And I think you've got to think about that knock-on effect with regards. With all due respect also, you've got to think that, and I may sound facetious here, and I simply don't mean it, but you may be the ones that are making the decision when you don't live in this area. I live in Marks Road. I've worked hard for my property. I own my property outright. We're going to have a bypass that comes at the back of it, which negates my property, which I'm not quite happy about, if I'm really honest. 20 years in education, I don't think that's really very fair. But when it comes to the fact of selling your plans, one of the things, and you might call it a teaching point of view, but just access the plans in layman's terms. Tell people what it is that's going to have the knock-on effect to them. Be honest with them. Share with them in absolute black and white what the knock-on effect is going to be to them. But I honestly feel as if, as a member of Stubbington, somebody who's an upstanding member of this community has got the values and the morals of the community, look after everybody in this community as I may, I feel as if I've got a little bit of a harsh deal, if I'm really, really honest. And I'm sorry if that's black and white to everybody else, but I'm a bit of a black and white girl when it comes to saying what I feel. And that's how I feel about it.
All right, thank you. I probably can't emphasise enough, this is not my planning application. It's not Fareham Borough Council's planning application. Fareham Borough Council, to be honest, would rather not have this planning application. What I'm here for is to make sure that you have all the facts that we have about this planning application, so you're in the best possible position to make comments. So I guess kind of the messenger, in a way, to say what it's all about. And in terms of who makes the decisions will be made by the 9 members of the planning authority, the planning committee, and at least one of those lives in Hillhead. So, yeah, not a million miles away. So in the...
Hillhead, Stubbington. Live in my end of Stubbington.
Yeah, no, I'm not denying that, but I'm saying the people who will make the decision are local, Fareham people. They are not the applicants of the planning application. But as I say again...
When making the decision Hillhead side does not have the impact that I've got in Stubbington. Trust me, I know where they live. It will have no impact on them whatsoever. That's the point.
I would imagine that 1,100 houses in this area would have a pretty major impact on people in Stubbington and Hillhead. And indeed, well, the decision is made by the democratic process, madam, and that is councillors who are elected, you elect councillors, they make the decisions.
And I elected Councillor Wood, who was a little bit put down by the...
And if Councillor Wood was a member of the planning committee, Councillor Wood would have a vote. But, well, if Councillor Wood had a few more members in his group, then he would be able to appoint himself to the planning committee, but he doesn't. But he will have exactly the same rights as any other councillor to address the planning committee and make his point known, and I'm sure he will be doing exactly that.